But what if you don't? How about living this life as if it's your only one? Even if you believe in a next life, use this one as your foundation. Be excellent now so that if another opportunity comes, you'll start at the top. The truth is, people who live with a leave-it-for-later mindset are stuck in life's funnel. I love using this example of a funnel. Do you know why? Many people start life at the top, standing tall, believing everything will be easy. But as time passes, that funnel tightens. By the time they're 40, 50, or 60, they're crawling just to survive. They've worked their whole lives, contributed to retirement funds, and in the end, they're only using that money to pay for medication. The secret? Flip the funnel. Start life by facing the hardest challenges. Go through the struggles while you still have the energy, while you can still learn, adapt, and grow. You know that dream of owning your own home? It's a dream for many people, but maybe it's the first mistake. Not because dreaming of a house is bad, but because too often people spend 30 years of their lives paying for it, and in the process, they lose the chance to invest in themselves. If, instead of pouring your energy into buying your dream home at the start, you invested in yourself, learning, growing, building connections, and expanding your vision, you might end up buying 10 houses in 30 years. Not just one. But no. Many people shove their first dream into the funnel, and then there's no energy left for anything else. The problem is that people are too nice to their dreams, and I'm going to say something that might sound harsh. Your dream is small. That's right. Not because it's not important, but because when you grow, you'll realize that many of today's dreams were limited. They seemed big for your current self, but they're small for the person you can become. So, stop being nice. Stop waiting for life to happen. Decide to face challenges now. When you stop being afraid and confront difficulties, something powerful happens. Your life begins to expand. What once seemed impossible becomes real. But this only happens when you choose to grow and stop living just to please your small dreams. I clearly remember an old dream. I wanted a Chevrolet Omega. I never dreamed of million-dollar homes, and I never owned a house worth 1 million reais. But do you know what happened? I went from living in a house worth 240,000 straight to one worth 6 million. I skipped all the steps the world's logic said I should have gone through. I went from a 240,000 home to something that seemed impossible. Why? Because I decided to focus on growing as a person. I decided to prioritize growth, and the rest followed. And that dream of owning an Omega, I never got around to it. Later, I thought about buying a Camaro. One day, as I was driving down Andromeda Avenue, I saw a Camaro pass by and felt something strange, like I was leaving something behind. In that moment, I made a decision. I would never buy that car, not even if someone gave it to me as a gift. Why? Because I realized I was still being nice to my old dreams, carrying something that no longer made sense. And that's what many people need to understand. Stop being nice to your small dreams. Stop being nice to people who don't align with your purpose. Stop being nice to your past traumas and pet sins. You know what I'm talking about. Those sins are like feeding demons. It's like being the playground aunt, surrounded by 30 demons saying, "Come here, I'll take care of you." Enough. Stop being nice to the past, to your traumas, to that brother-in-law, that cousin, that aunt who only holds you back. These people need to wake up. Now let me ask you something. When will you start truly obeying God? Because those who obey God aren't nice to anyone or anything that goes against what He has determined. And let me tell you, when you start obeying God, get ready. People will call you crazy. They'll be shocked at your courage to follow what God says. That's just how it is. From Genesis to the 66th book, Revelation, there isn't a single person who obeyed God and was applauded. Even Jesus' brothers called him crazy. John 7. In Luke, it's written that they thought he was out of his mind. So, if you truly want to obey God, forget what others think. What gives these people the right to speak into or control your life? Why do you keep giving them permission to control you? Now, let's talk about your traumas. How can you expect to break through in life if you're constantly held back? Is it scarcity, fear of being abandoned, a need for approval, fear of confronting others? Let me ask you an honest question. How many lives do you think you have? Some people act like they have multiple lives, wasting this one precious life God gave them. Others live as if they have none at all, neglecting the chance to do something meaningful right now. Look at your behavior and ask yourself, am I taking care of the life God gave me? Or am I living as if it has no value? Most people haven't understood this. They're stuck in small dreams, old traumas, and a cycle of mediocrity that exists only because they're too nice to themselves. Some people treat their lives like a free sample of hell, saying, I can handle it. No, you can't. Then there are others who understand that they have one life and they fight for it. And here comes the crowd saying, oh, God will provide. Of course God provides, but let me tell you something. He already has. God isn't anyone's employee. What you need has already been given. He's not creating new pieces of land or putting more gold in the ground. Everything you need is already here, buried in the earth and, more importantly, inside you. The question is, how long will you keep being nice to the devil? How long will you keep being nice to your laziness, your mess, and the excuses you use to justify your life? How long? You need to stop chasing things like a dog chasing a motorcycle. Instead, be like a lighthouse, attracting everything you need into your life. Do you know what amazes me?